What's going on, guys? It's Tom. I'm back finally from the depths of depravity for another video. I know it's been a while, guys. It's been like a month, over a month, I think, since I did a video. Just been kind of busy, and to tell you the truth, I just was like, couldn't think of anything to make a video on. Um, but I was doing some stuff, or I had gotten I got a few things taken care of. I got my passport. I have an SRV, and I had the restamping done. First, I updated my passport, which was coming up on expiration. You know, so I did that first. This is like 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, 6 months ago. And then, if you have an SRV, you have to have the your SRV stamp page transferred into the new passport. So then I did that. That took almost like 7 weeks because you're dealing with the BOI. You know what I mean? You drop it off at the PRA and everything, and but then they're dealing with the BOI, so they're just waiting on them. So I had that done, right? And then I started thinking like, hey, what about the last exit or the last entry stamp into the Philippines, right? Which shows when I arrived here, like most recent, which was like over 2.5 years ago. That's not in the new passport. They don't transfer that over like, automatically. And I was kind of told different things, right? And then finally I got the right information and said, yeah, you do need to do that, or, you should do that. And then but you have to go to the BOI, yourself and do it. So finally, I did that. I was kind of putting it off for a while because it wasn't urgent. But I finally did it. Like, God, I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago, maybe. I want to say maybe a couple weeks ago. And and this is the main office, right, in Manila, the main office, the main Bureau of Immigration office, really in the whole country, is in Manila. It's in the Intramuros neighborhood of Manila. So I'm like, all right, and I'd never been there before. Because when I first came here, I was on a tourist visa for about 8 months. And, you know, I used to go to, I did like 3 or 4 extensions or whatever, like every 2 months. And I went to SM North EDSA, right? Which there's a Bureau of Immigration satellite office there. And it was pretty smooth. You'd go there and whatever, and then they tell you, well, come back in an hour, and it'll be ready. So have lunch or something or whatever. It's a nice mall, by the way. It's one of the bigger malls in the Philippines. It used to be the biggest, but now I think the Mall of Asia is bigger. But anyway, so I never I never had to go to the main Bureau of Immigration. So I was a little nervous about it. I'm thinking, oh man. And then I was told, it only takes like an hour or two. One of my viewers actually told me that he had gotten it done, uh, and it took like, what did he say, 1 to 2 hours or something like that. So we went there, me and the girls, and then we figured, hey, this if this is in fact a short process or it takes only 1 or 2 hours, we're gonna hang out in Intramuros. We're gonna go somewhere, have some fun, spend the day there, because it's kind of a long, we're up in northern Quezon City, and it's like an hour and a half drive almost, into Intramuros, and that's with moderate traffic. So anyway, we go there, right, and it only took like an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. I was like, wow, I was thinking hour and a half minimum. So it took maybe an hour and 10 minutes. We go there. I go right to the front desk. There's like people kind of outside, but you just go to the information desk, tell them exactly what you want to do, and then he gave me a little thing that said, okay, you need copies of this, and this, and there was like 3 or 4 things on there, and I told them, oh, sir, I already have copies. I made them. I have my own copies. I already have them. And he said, oh, okay, and which I did. I have a printer and I actually made good copies myself of everything that I needed. So, and I even had the file folder and the little clip thing that they were asking for, So I did everything. So, and then he said, "Oh, okay, sir." He says, "Well, then just go up to the third floor and give them everything, and then you'll fill out I think I filled out an application thing or some kind of thing that was basic, not too difficult to fill out, right?" Did that down on the ground level. Then I just went up to that third floor office, and I don't think I filled anything else out. I think I just told them what I needed, showed them everything, gave them everything, new passport, old passport, ID card, all that stuff. And then, and it was around, I don't know, 10 o'clock at this time, 10 a.m. And they said, okay, sir, and she didn't say like, oh, you also need this, or this. Everything was apparently copacetic, right? So I'm like, cool. And then she said, okay, sir, by 11:30 a.m., In other words, it'll be ready before then. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we go downstairs, and then because they got chairs down there, and there were chairs available. I think it was in the middle of the week. I want to say it was Wednesday. I think. So anyway, so we waited, for a little while, and you know what? While we were there sitting, what's his name? Carlos Guo or something, or not Guo. Carlos. Oh God, I'm embarrassed now. The guy that the Filipino that won the gold medals in the last recent Olympics. The gymnast and all that. Right? He came in. Like with the little entourage, or maybe it was his family members or something. But there was about 4 or 5 people total. I didn't even know what the hell was happening because we're sitting there facing this way. He's coming from behind, and then the girls are like, they see it, and there's a big kind of a commotion, and people are taking videos while they're sitting there, and whatever. But he's already past us. You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of like, I didn't bother taking a picture because I would have just got the back of his head or whatever. And then the girls were kind of taken off guard because they weren't expecting that, so they didn't really have time to take a video or anything. But that was him, like, and he went up the stairs. I don't know where he went. I didn't see him after that. I didn't run into him or nothing again, in the process of going up to the third floor or, whatever, once or twice. But anyway, that was kind of cool. So anyway, about an hour goes by, and Amy's like, you know what? It might be ready now. It's been an hour, and they said by 11:30. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. So the girls, they stayed down there, and I went up. Sure enough, it was ready. I got it. And I had kind of a PRA folder that the PRA gave me from, when I got my SRV. It's kind of a nice, weatherproof type of a, vinyl, folder. It's not like it's not paper, it's nice, solid. I put everything in there. I go back down. She goes, "You got it?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "All right, let's rock." So then we went from there. We went across the street and we had lunch at Max's. There was a Max's restaurant and several other restaurants, like not even a block away, from the main office. And then we wound up going to Ocean World, which I've been there before. Amy's been there before. I think the girls went there like 8 or 9 years ago. Like that was probably the last time they'd been there before I met Amy. And so I figured, hey, let's go there. I gave them a choice. I go, there's other things to do around there. There's a few other museums and stuff. But I said, or this, and then he said, yeah, let's go here. So we did. It was pretty cool. We had a good time, and we saw the seal show and all that. The one that's outside, there's like a pool out there, and they have like these seals doing tricks and all that. Plus, they have birds before that kind of do tricks that fly around on command and all that. They're like smart birds and stuff. But anyway, so, we spent the day there. And then I think when we went back, it wasn't too bad either. I think it was I want to say it was only an hour and a half or something like that going home, you know, which, and that's like 4 o'clock, five, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like rush hour, you know? So, anyway, guys, that's about it, man. This is just I'm going to do another video right after this, but I thought I would just kind of give you an update. Oh, I got a new, I replaced my desktop computer because the fan, it's got two fans. It's a mini desktop. And the one I got is a real mini desktop. It's very small. Literally smaller than my hand. Seriously, you know. And it's pretty cool, you know. And I bought it on Amazon. And I had it shipped here. And it worked. It arrived. There was like an import tax, you know, because it was over $200 US. Plus, I got a little accessory piece that was only about $7, and an adapter for my monitor. Um, but it's funny, the shipping, which normally would be like $16 for this item, was free. But of course, you pay like an import tax, which was like $80, I think, something like that, $70 maybe. Okay, so the whole thing was, I don't know, 330 or something like that total, which, you know, it's still a pretty good price. This is a really pretty powerful little desktop, and it's pretty cool. So with the change of equipment, you know, obviously it took me a little while to figure out with the camera and the microphone that I have, you know, and just, you know, and there's only 4 USB plugs on it. I have a USB extender thing that I bought, you know, where you could put a couple more USBs on there if you want to. But anyway, just, you know, another one of the reasons that, you know, I kind of delayed making a video. I think my next thing is I got to probably replace my phone because it's starting to get funky. It's a US phone, you know, so I'm figuring out how to get a good one here, you know. But I mean, it still works. Actually, my old one still works pretty good, you know, still. The one I had before this one, you know. But anyway, guys, I'm jabbering on. I just thought you guys might not even be interested in this. You're probably like, me, 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 me. If you know what that's from, what I just did, what TV show that's from, type it in the comments. Then I'll know that you're as old as I am. All right. That's it, guys. I'll talk to you later, man. Peace out.